Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. This is Spirit Journey. How are you all doing? Today is Saturday, beautiful Saturday afternoon, it's June 4th, 2022, and the time is now 12:59 p.m. Yeah, I did a video earlier today, and this is my second one. Yeah, I go by my emotions. I just kind of feel things out. And so right now, what I want to talk about genetics, DNA, and the signs of the times. That's what I want to talk about today. Um, I was watching a video today on the Jubilee. Well, I was referred to the video by this man named Pearson, something Pearson. I showed you him before. He's a Christian fellow, and he's also interested in numerology. And he presented a video of the Jubilee, Queen Elizabeth's 70th Jubilee celebration. And I thought, wow, what he pointed out was really something. And I said, I'm going to watch that video, the entirety of that ceremony. Yes, I thought it was something else. And so I'll be showing you some of that, of the video. And I think these things mean something. And I want to share that with you. So, I think I'll show you that clip first, because that is what is really sparking mine to even do this video. So to show that, so you have a foundation of why I'm saying what I'm saying, and then I'm going to show you my DNA results. And I did a video on my DNA in 2017, actually, and I will. I have to also do and show you the update of the DNA, because it changed a little bit, and I will also be showing you my mom's DNA. So I show it to you for a reason, and I ask myself when are our genes, are certain things being activated now? Is what is being revealed in the DNA of my family, is it now being really revealed? And why is it being revealed now? That's what I asked myself when I saw the 70th anniversary, Jubilee anniversary for Queen Elizabeth. And so I'm just questioning. And again, I'm just a very sentimental person. And so let me just show you, okay? I have my computer here. So the first thing, I have a lot of tabs. And where did it go now? Okay. So let me pull this up here. Oh, I should also turn off the audio. So just so we don't offend too many. Sometimes when because it's probably might be copyright or whatever. Because we are going to sing in it, so I don't want any problems. But I'll just show you. But I think it's powerful. Let me just turn the camera around. Okay. Now this is. Let me make the picture bigger. Okay. So, the woman to the far right, she is Queen Elizabeth II, and she's been out of public eye for a while. And when I look at this picture, it looks like my mom a little bit. So I think, I get a little emotional, you know. Yeah, Queen Elizabeth is 96. My mother is 93. And so, my mother has, light hair, gray hair like that. And the face, looks like My mother's, and with older people, that they all start to all look alike when you're in your 90s. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that could look like my mother at a distance. My mother is tall though. But either way, basically, my mother kind of looks like that. So let me move my hand here. Yes, good morning, YouTube. But yeah, I have to somehow keep my hands. Let's see. Yeah, my finger keep on covering where the messages would be. Yes, good morning, good morning. No, good afternoon. So yes, so this is Queen Elizabeth, and she's been out of the public eye. She's having mobility issues. I could imagine at 96. But she has a cane now, but she still, I think, walks in dignity. Um, it's like a love-hate with Britain. Um, it Britain kind of it's like Britain reminds me of the epitome of racism, but at the same time, you admire certain things about them, their protocol. And I think with me coming from the military, yes, I served in the military, so certain things, protocol and things like that, I could get into. I respect it. I respect hierarchy, but at the same time, also a little, sensitive what the British Empire means to me and many other people on this planet. But I have to still give her credit because she is a woman, and for this woman to have a job for 70 years, she herself, she always maintained her bearing, always. But but her sons is another thing. But at least she did her job. Um, she's doing what she's paid to do, and so I have to give her that respect. I may not like what the empire means to me as a black woman, but at the same time, I have to respect that rulers could, rulers may not like one another. They might even war with each other, but there is some reverence as well that could happen, even with people who are enemy nations. And I feel, I don't know, respect is given. You know, doing a job for 70 years, and it's a big cornerstone. And I see that she is losing weight. Yeah, she's losing a lot of weight. But anyway, let me go on. Well, what I'm going to show now um, is her walking. She's going to initiate a ceremony, a beacon ceremony. That's what that video says. Queen Lights Jubilee Beacon in Old Tradition in UK. Okay, it's 9 News Australia. So I credit them for uploading this video. It's not my video, it's theirs. Okay, so this happened yesterday. Okay, and let me turn it on. So what you're going to see, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you it, and then I'm going to stop, and then we're going to discuss it. Okay, it's not too long. Okay, you see her walking. Notice the red carpet. The red carpet means the bloodline. This is very important. Whose bloodline? Look at that. That is a globe on a pillow. And watch what she's gonna do. When that YouTuber showed me this video, I was like, what? Wow. Isn't that something? You see, you're watching this. And then watch the tree. Boom. Look at that. What does that look like? This is really significant. This is very historical. This event. Now look at this now. You got a black guy singing. He's an American fellow. And look at what most of the people look like. Okay, this is a black man. And a lot of the singers behind him, they're black also, many of them. What does this mean? See how all the people, the singers, all black. Black men talking by a tree, but look at the tree. And look at all these white people. You think that's accident? See that? Yeah, he has a beautiful voice too, but I'm not gonna show that. Let me put on pause. Now, and turn it back. So, what was that all about? What was that all about? You have a white country, and you have the queen walking down a red carpet, signifying the bloodline. Whose bloodline? Bloodline is referring to your genetics, your DNA, okay? And then someone presents to her on a pillow a blue globe representing the planet Earth. And then what does she do? She put her hand right on it. When you do that, you're showing dominion, baby. You are showing dominion. Boom. And then she pressed down on it. That was the switch. And that switch, connected to that globe, lit up the lights. And you saw what the lights looked like. Yeah, let me, I should show you that. Let me see. Yeah. Let me show you again. So I want you to really hear what I'm talking about. Okay? So you see that when the ball was pressed, these lights, okay, that thing's in the way. Maybe I should do it again. Oh, yeah, let me just press it again so you can see. I'll just put on pause. So she's walking. That's Queen Elizabeth. She's presented the globe, and she's going, boom. You saw that? She's showing dominion. So everything starts, there's a connection of planet Earth and these lights. Boom. Look at it. What does that look like? Isn't that a helix? Your genetics, your DNA. That YouTuber hit it right on the head, yes. DNA. And the DNA is trailing from the earth and leading up to, see where it goes. Watch this. Boom. That's the tree. The DNA is linked to the tree. The tree has to do with your source. Your source, your origins. In my opinion, that's what that's signifying. That other YouTuber, Pearson, yeah, that those lights on the ground, yes, that looks, yeah, he said DNA, and I agree. And the tree also, it's like a helix. See that? With lights. Planet Earth, okay, planet Earth, with the blue globe, is linked to that tree, the source. And I think this is about a dispensation that it's announcing something. Planet Earth is going to be linking to its source, to its tree of life, to its origin. Boom! Look at that. It's not by accident. It's not by accident that makes something look like this. A helix tree, your DNA. There's a link from planet Earth to the tree. Maybe this is a message to tell you that Earthlings are going to be seeing their origins, where they really belong to, its source, its beginning. And this ceremony is just is to inform you. In my opinion, that's my opinion. This is really something else. Yeah, she doesn't have much time left. I mean, who does? Who has? But looking at her and the significance of this celebration, and specifically showing about DNA, and you see in QE2, she's always, she never walked with a cane, anything like that, and you can see that she clearly lost a lot of weight. She looks like she might have lost 30 pounds. Yeah, she lost a lot of weight. And this ceremony is preparing for the next phase of this their leadership. Yeah, Britain has a constant 70-year reign under her rule. That is impressive, and this celebration is about, hey, there's something else coming. There's a bloodline, because you saw her walking. Yes, you saw her walking on the red carpet. The red carpet signifies the bloodline, the royal bloodline. Who are the royalties? Who are these people? And that's my question. I ask myself, if Queen Elizabeth were to take a DNA test, what would her genetics look like? That would really be interesting, people. What's really in her genetics? And for the to be able to keep a reign like this over her longevity. I don't think it's by accident that she has that, living for that long. 70. Yeah, they're preparing for something. They're preparing you. These are rituals. These are high rituals, and yes, these rituals, because you see them wearing nice dresses and suits and uniforms, but these are really significant rituals. These are all rituals, and the globe that's to your right on the screen. That's where Queen Elizabeth is standing. It would be interesting how the distance between the globe and that tree. I bet that was all determined. And it's leading a trail. And they're telling you that the tree, they want you to be now focused on your origins. A tree always has to do with life. Whose life? The life of the people who the DNA is all about. And she has a domain over, let me just show you again. Okay. And it's a blue pillow. and a violet bottom, the base. Watch her. Watch that hand. Watch that hand. Boom. Yeah, that is her dominion. She control the planet. When you put your hand, you're showing dominance, right, people? She is claiming it, and she's claiming all the genetics. Watch. Boom. And it's like life, like you put your breath of life upon the genetics, and it's symbolized by the lights. See that? It's a catalyst for life. And the genetics are going to be traveling to the source. And that source is the tree of life, which is our origins, people. Boom. And then look again. What happens after this? Yes, some of you are just coming on now. Say, look at that. Look how magnificent. This is really something. This is all a ritual. I'm sure each of those lights symbolize something there. Look at the spiral base. And now you got all these black people. Look at that. Look at all these people, all these black singers. This is an American fellow. They couldn't get someone from their country to sing. They don't have any British people who know how to sing. Of course they do. Why did they show? We're not of that nation. But what do black people represent, people? Black people represent the some people call the first man, the primitive race. What some people call primitive race. Primitive actually means first. Okay, primitive does not mean mediocre or inferior. It just means the first model, the first man. And look what's behind him. The black woman. And this is the Queen's party, as you see there. Why would you have this? You're going to have a big ceremony and showing that she has her dominance. She's wearing her white gloves, and then she pressed on the globe, and like a spark of life, she's indicating she is almost like the life giver. Or maybe she's putting her dispensation. Now, Queen Elizabeth doesn't look like she has a lot of time left. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, okay? I'm really not trying to be disrespectful. But her also doing this ritual, her doing this ritual is her also putting her dispensation, her power. Like, remember in the Bible, those of you who've ever read the Bible, and when the patriarchs of the Bible, just before they died, what did they do? They put a blessing, they laid their hands upon their sons, and they impart their gift or their power upon the next generation. They are imparting their essence upon their children. So whatever power that the father has is now being transferred. It's a transfer of power and being put on the next generation. Queen Elizabeth, touching that globe, she's also imparting her life force upon that ball, that globe, signifying her dominance, and also imparting, it could be a blessing, imparting her energies, her authority onto the planet Earth. They say that the British Empire, that the sun never sets on the British Empire because they had so many empires. What do you call it? She has commonwealths all over the world. And most of these commonwealths are in what they call third world nations, people of color. Okay? But they for whatever reason, boom. She see that? She's putting her energy on it and lights it up. That looks like DNA. It's a helix. And you know also the snake. You know, like in the when you look at doctors' uniforms, I forget a cartouche. Is it called a cartouche? It's like these spirals, and it's stick in the middle, and the spiral is the snake, right? Those doctors' uniforms, they have it. See that? It's traveling up, traveling, and then lights up the tree, okay? And then the singers. See that? Why are you showing these singers? Why are they African American? Are they telling you that the African American or black people, do these people signify um, that the black race is going to be going genetically home to its tree of life? Don't you notice now on YouTube there's a lot, it seems to be a trend of black people in the diaspora, primarily American blacks, Black Britons, and Jamaicans seem to be all trekking back to what they call the motherland. Is this by accident? Is this by accident? I don't think so, people. Everything with these rituals, everything is accounted for. Who's going to sing? Who's not going to sing? You know, they also had Diana Ross was invited to sing. She's another famous black singer from America. I was like, wow, I'm a little confused. Diana Ross hasn't been um, in the public eye for many years. And she was invited to perform for Britain. Britain has a lot of singers, boy. Britain has a lot of good, talented singers. But for whatever reason, I guess also American blacks seem to get the center stage as it comes to what minority or being oppressed as a minority. It's almost like we're the poster child of being oppressed, and I think that's why they're using this. And so something with dominion, world dominion, then you saw the DNA chain, and then you saw the tree, and then immediately you see these people singing. I think they are referring to our genetics. Our genetics. And that genetics is going to be going home. Remember, there was a video I did. I should show that. Let me see if I can find that. Let me turn the camera. I want to show something. It's just coming to my mind. I did a video a couple of I think it was early last month, and let me see if I could find it. Yeah, it was about these super soldiers. You know, let me see. Kerry Washington. Let me see my liked videos. Let's see. Okay, liked videos. I hope it's in that section. Let's see. Let's see. I'm just looking. Oh, it's not in this one. Okay. Let me just, okay, I'm going to put Kerry Washington, Super Soldiers. Uh, Super Soul Kerry. Oh, what's her name? Kerry Cassidy. Yeah, the video was done 2013. Hope I can find it. Let me write the word 2013. Maybe might help pinpoint. Let's see, 2013. I don't see that. I think this is very important. This is very important. I gotta find it for you because I'm just remembering it now from the video. I showed the video. Okay, I showed the video a couple of videos like last month. Let me see. Let me just find her. Let's see. I'm gonna Google her channel. Oops. Yeah, I gotta show that because I want to show you how things are related. Because, excuse me, the Kerry Cassidy, she's a truther, and she interviews people, whistleblowers and the like, and Kerry Cassidy, what am I spelling? Project Elite. Okay. I'm gonna go on her channel. Okay, I hope I can find. Okay, there's a search. Let's see. Super Soldiers. And it's done in 2018. Wow, she got a lot of videos here. Forget the name of the people. Let's see, 2012. I have to find it. Just returned from Soldier Conference, the Soldier Summit. Okay, I don't see it on that. I mean, oh, what's his name? I hate this. But it's important that you see this because, let's see, Kerry updates. Okay. Okay, I don't, she has a big list here. But let me try one more time on YouTube. Yeah, because what it's going to show you, the soldiers, the super soldiers is talking to Kerry, and one of them specifically says that they want to bring black people back to Africa, and that's what I want to show you. But I want to show you from the horse's mouth, not just me. So let me write again. Cassidy. Let's see. Kerry Cassidy. Let's see. Super Soldiers. Okay. Rather. Kerry Cassidy. Yeah, it wasn't her. The video that's up. It's not. Someone else uploaded her work. Someone else. Oh, Max. Let me put on Max Bill because I know one of the people's name was Max Bill. I said Max Spears. Okay. Oh, I don't remember. Oh, what's his name? I'm looking here. And it's not the one. Oh, brother. Oh, that's it. Okay, James Caswell. Okay, what is a super? Okay. Okay, I found the name of the person who actually said the statement. So then I should put his name. His name is James Caswell. Casbolt. James Casbolt. Come on, I gotta find. Nat Spears, James Super Soldiers. Okay, maybe if I remove Kerry Cassidy's name. Yeah, I'm sorry it's taking long, but this is so important. Because I want you to hear from their mouth, not mine. Okay. Okay, I know a way how to do it. Okay. Well, I know that I uploaded that video. Let me go on my page here. Yeah, I will be showing my DNA and try to link in everything and how blacks and what this person, this someone who calls themselves super soldiers, and it was almost prophetic when he was saying that there's going to be an increase. The video was done in 2013. He said that the U.S. is going to try to promote a race war, and then with all the strife, it's going to now have blacks leave the U.S. to go to Africa. But it's what they want to do to black people when they go to Africa. That's what I want to show you again. Okay, let me look at my videos. Okay, come on. Okay, and I did this last month. You know, once I get the name, then okay. Once I get, yeah, I was in my room. Let's see. There you show the next page. Wow, I did a lot of videos in between. Let's see. Do you see what I see? Okay, the buffalo, mayonnaise, buffalo. Let's see. What is? Oh, okay. Maybe. Oh, okay. I found the video. Okay, let me just click on it. Okay, I did this in May 11th. Let me click on it and see. Yes, it's this one. Okay, this one. Come on. Come on. I just want to get to the part. Okay. Okay, let me get bigger. Let me see. Oops.
The chemtrails and basically
Let me get to the part. Come on. I want to get to.
yeah. A bit strange at you. I recently heard that there was that we gave away Africa to a group of an incoming race of beings. You heard about that?
I've heard different things to do with Africa.
Okay, this might be the section now. I appreciate you guys waiting. But see, I want to see all these things are connected. And I'm trying to put the dots together. Okay. And document it. See, these two guys here. Okay, I did a video, and I'm recording somebody else's work here. I'm sharing this information, you know, it's not my work. Okay, the guy to the left, both of these guys are what they call super soldiers. The guy to the left, he died. He was died of mysterious circumstances, and I think he's in prison now. This guy. His name is James Cobalt, the guy to the right. He's the one that gave the information. So let me turn it on now.
The direction of Africa in the future. I've heard there's social engineering programs where they're trying to encourage African Americans to go back to Africa and give them property and housing back there. And there's one really big one that was even in the mainstream media. I forget what it was called now. But you know, there's this big movement to get the blacks back to Africa, and I don't know if they're.
I've never heard of that.
So, yeah, I mean, I forget the name of this thing now. This, you know, they were going to give them property and tax rebates and things like that. Because there was even, you know, the Muslim movement, even the blacks themselves in their own community, there's a big movement to say, we don't really belong in America, we should go back to our homeland. And a lot of Africans who I talk to say that themselves. They say, I've never felt welcome here, I'd love to go back to Africa, I'd love to go back to my roots. There's definitely movements to kind of trigger that. So I'm not sure, I mean, I've heard they're going to try and get them back there and nuke Africa. I've heard they're going to try and get them back there and then sell them to incoming extraterrestrial races. So it could be connected to what you mentioned.
Okay, so, but in
You
your...
hear that? Do it again.
Even the blacks themselves in their own community, there's a big movement to say, we don't really
Listen very
belong in
closely.
America, we should go back to our homeland. And a lot of Africans who I talk to say that themselves. They say, I've never felt welcome here, I'd love to go back to Africa, I'd love to go back to my roots. There's definitely movements to kind of trigger that. So I'm not sure, I mean, I've heard they're going to try and get them back there and nuke Africa. I've heard they're going to try and get them back there and then sell them to incoming extraterrestrial races. So it could be connected to what you mentioned.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? That interview was originally done in 2013. This is now 2022, June 2022. This was done quite a while ago, 2013. That's somebody else. Now, it was on Kerry Cassidy's thing, but somebody else downloaded her work and uploaded it. So, yeah. So, did you hear? Bring them to Africa, nuke them, or sell them to extraterrestrials, ETs. Okay? That's what this super soldier is saying. He was right about the Back to Africa movement. Right? You go on YouTube, all these black men in particular, and some black women, are now showcasing their channel to be exclusively encouraging blacks, blacks of the diaspora, African diaspora, to go back to Africa or to leave the U.S. So I started thinking about my genetics. Okay, so now, and what I just showed you, I showed you about the super soldiers and what he says that he was told, that he had access to information. And then I just showed you about Queen Elizabeth doing the ceremony, right? I want to remind you, okay? Sorry, let me turn it around, sorry. Okay, remember I just showed you that? Okay, where is that? Oh, did she she pressed it already. Okay, remember? And she's gonna walk. So I'm trying to put everything. Watch her dominion. She's saying, indirectly, she's saying her dominion over this planet. This is a globe. See the crown? She's saying ownership. And you see the stars of the crown? These are, what do you call it? Like authorities or principalities that surround planet Earth. Also, you can think of it as a grid that's owned by them. No. No, Lavin. It's okay. Sorry. My dog's here, so see that? She's going to put her white hand on top of the globe, signifying her dominance and also transferring her energy upon the globe. See that? The lights. Let there be light. Right? Looks like DNA, right? The chain. DNA is in a loop. Look at that tree. Boom. The tree of life. And then look who they're going to have next. A bunch of black people. Okay, not him. The tree of life is like your origins, where you come from. And then we're going to show you who's the first, who's the prototype. These black people are the prototype of that tree. Look at all those people. These are black people from the United States. What is this American guy doing singing over there? And a black woman right behind him. But there's also a white, a light, okay, I can't tell whether she's a light-skinned woman or a white woman. But primarily, everybody else there is the conductor is black, a black female. See that? You see that? Look at that again. Look at those people. Okay, so see that? And then look again. What I just showed you there.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
I
we'll go back a little bit.
Thing now.
That we gave away Africa to a group of an incoming race of beings. You heard about that?
I've heard different things to do with Africa and the direction of Africa in the future. I've heard there's social engineering programs where they're trying to encourage African Americans to go back to Africa and give them property and housing back there. And there's one really big one that was even in the mainstream media. I forget what it was called now. But you know, there's this big movement to get the blacks back to Africa, and I don't know if they're.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I mean, I forget the name of this thing now. You know, they were going to give them property and tax rebates and things like that. Because there was, even, you know, the Muslim movement, even the blacks themselves in their own community, there's a big movement to say, we don't really belong in America, we should go back to our homeland. And a lot of Africans who I talk to say that themselves. They say, I've never felt welcome here, I'd love to go back to Africa, I'd love to go back to my roots. There's definitely movements to kind of trigger that. So I'm not sure. I mean, I've heard they're going to try and get them back there and nuke Africa. I've heard they're going to try and get them back there and then sell them to incoming extraterrestrial races.
Okay. They're going to nuke them. They're going to do social engineering. You heard that. Where's that now? Sorry, I'm just going back and forth. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, I'm going to show you. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I'm sorry. I'm trying to find. Okay. Yeah. Where's that one that showed the video? The tree of life. Black man. He's wearing green. Green is life. Then you're going to show him the picture of him and then against the tree. See that? Boom. Look at that. You think that's by accident, people? He's wearing green for a reason. Green is referring to life. And he's being paired against the tree of life. Look at that. Look at that. They want you to know. They're letting black people know that you have an origin. And maybe her, the queen, pressing on that globe is to release its subjects to go back home to your origins, black man and black woman. Look at that. I think this is what it could mean. It could be many meanings behind this, but that tree is a tree of life, and they're showing American blacks. At least he is a black American fellow. He's not a British subject, and they're pairing him to the tree of life that symbolizes a tree of life. It's a helix. It means about home, your origins, your genetics. And he's wearing green. She's saying, you're going to go back home. That's what it could mean. All her subjects. And again, the U.S., it may not be what they call Commonwealth of Britain, but Britain has a lot of say what happens in American politics. You know, I was told that, the IRS is linked to an account in Britain. That money that you pay in your taxes is not going to America, it's going to Britain. You have all these people want to go back home to Africa. You heard the guy, the super soldier. They're going to do what he calls social engineering to spark the desire for American blacks and Americans of the, blacks of the African diaspora to go back to the homeland, the motherland. See the spiral? It's a genetic, it's a DNA representing the tree of life, your origins, against the background of all these black people. You see that? Look at that. What color are they? Look at them. And look at him. Look at that. Turn it around. You get it? You get what I'm saying? It's like when I look at it, when you look at it the first time, you're just overwhelmed. At least I'm overwhelmed, But then you see him against the tree. Why would you have a bunch of black people in Britain? You're not a British subject. But she invited you. And I'm not saying that Queen Elizabeth specifically said, I want these guys and these women to go in my celebration. But the people who organized the affair. And they're also inviting Diana Ross. She hasn't been in any performance for years, and she was invited. Diana Ross is an R&B singer from the 1960s. That's when she really was popular, 1960s and 70s, and even the 80s. Yeah. Why is that? That ceremony is pretty much giving a giveaway. And so the next thing I want to talk about, my genetics. And so I'm going to first show you actually, let's see. I want to show you, okay, I did a video some years ago, in 2017. And I uploaded my DNA results and my mom's DNA results. And so when I saw the thing with Queen Elizabeth, I'm very sentimental with ceremony and things like that. Again, do come for the military. I wasn't in there long, but I'm still, when I see protocol and pomp and stuff like that, I get emotional. And the lady kind of reminds me of my mother, who's 93 years old, and Queen Elizabeth is 96, and they kind of look the same. But so I started thinking, and the thing with the DNA with Queen Elizabeth, her walking down the red carpet, signifying the bloodline. And I said, I recently saw my mother's DNA thing. So that's what I want to show you. And that I'm going to show you right now. Okay, let me make the thing bigger. So as you see here, this was an earlier video I did in 2017, June 15. Wow, this just a couple of years ago. And yeah, so that's my video. And so, yeah, I had uploaded this. So this one is my mother. It's not that clear. I mean, it could be a little blur. But let me show you, okay? Ethnic makeup percentage. Okay. African. Sorry if it's a little blur. Okay. She's 33% African. South Central 0. East Central Africa. Let me change hands. I'm sorry, that is, okay, I could do it like that. Okay, African. West Africa is 30%. Okay, East Central Africa is 3%. West Africa, 30%. New World means the Americas. As you see, 0. I have no Indian in me. And a lot of us blacks, we call ourselves, a lot of the mixed race people, they because of the embarrassment of a black and white union, so they call themselves Indians. When you try, I guess you want to explain yourself why you look the way you do, so you just say Indian. And again, it could have just mean any brown person with long straight hair are called Indians. But as you see, this is my ma, and no Indian, and nothing wrong with that. You are who you are. Okay, East Asian, 0. 0, okay. Middle East, okay, it says 0, but where it says East, Middle East, less than 1%. Okay, that's 0. European, okay. That says 63%. 6-3. British Isles, now watch this. 9%. And I'm surprised at that because you would call, like my mother, what you call a Creole, African French blend, mostly European, French European, and African, okay? But it's showing British Isles as 9%, Eastern Europe 0, Finland 0, Scandinavia 0, Southeast Europe 4%, Iberia, that word is Iberia. Iberia is 31%, and then West and Central Europe 19%, and then Jewish diaspora, that says 3%. Let me just fix something. Yeah, and I'm doing this also for documentation, because I knew, like, I did this video, but somehow it just seemed to change. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I have the bottom part. Let me see. Okay, yeah, I want to get the bottom part, just so I'm being thorough. So Sephardic is 0, but Ashkenazi 3%. Okay. So in particular, what I really want to focus on is that British Isles. 9%. Now again, I don't know how she'd have that. The island that her people are from is French and African. But you don't see any French here. But you do see Southeast Europe of 4%. I don't know how that happened. Iberia, I'm not sure. I just figure, Iberia is the land where Spain and Portugal meet. But somehow she got 31% of that. So I just figure maybe the French are really, kind of originated from Iberia and then they moved to France. I don't know. Okay, so you see that. Just want to be thorough. Yeah, everything's about document. You want to document things because things change. That's going to be the also theme about this. Things change. So you're going to see that her information changed. So again, as you see, for the British Isles is 9. Now I uploaded this in 6/14/17. Okay. Yeah. Well. Oh, yeah. I did the video on June 14, but it uploaded on June 15, 2017, just to document what I'm doing. And then now watch this. Let's see. I think this is. Let's see. Okay. Now this is now. And you're going to see things change. In a picture view, this is what her genetics look like. Now the size, the coloring that you see here in this map, just indicates the area where you have genetic similarities, okay? It doesn't, the size of it doesn't mean the percentages. That's another thing to notice. It just means what areas that you have genetic similarities to. That's all what these tests show, or at least with this map, okay? And as you see, no Native American, nada. Okay, nothing. Okay, that's America, North America, nothing there. Yeah, I'm just she's a typical West Indian mix of Africa and Europe. Okay, but look at the DNA now. Sorry, don't want to. I want to give not to give certain information on. Yeah. Okay. So you see with Europe. Okay, 64%. But look what happened. Look what happened. Look at that. What happened? Western Europe. Okay, that's the British Isles. England, Wales, Scotland. They have that under Western Europe. Look at that. How did that happen? 53%. How did that jump from 9% to 53%? People. How did that happen? And then Iberian Peninsula, that's 10%. Now the European Jewish, Ashkenazi, minus 2%. Before they had this Sephardic and, what's up there? Sephardic, I forget what it said. Sephardic and something else. But that percentage went down. But that's basically it of Europe. Sorry. See that? How did that happen? How did that happen? Okay, this is just, today is June 4th, 2022. Okay. But now, a couple of years later, from 2017, from 9%, now you see 53%. Let me show you again. Where is that? Okay. See that? Okay, Ashkenazi, from 3%, now it's minus 1, less than 1% now. But this says 3% again. This is from June 15, 2017 when it was uploaded. And the Europe, 60, what's that? 63%. And British Isles is 9%. Okay, see that? And Iberia, look at that, Iberia, what happened? Iberia says 31%. And look at Iberia now, 10%. So they're reshuffling. See that? From 30-something% to now 10%. And then British Isles, England, Wales, and Scotland means the British Isles, jumped to 53%. So it's like the percentage from Iberia Peninsula from 30-something was now shifted over to the UK. I think that's a big. How did that happen? Could it be people that the genetics are being? They want you to know. They didn't want you to know before, but now they want you to know now about your genetics. Don't you think that's interesting? I think it's very interesting. So now, I want to show you mine. Okay, let me see. Okay, that's hers. Okay, now this one is mine. This one was done, I uploaded in 2018. See that? See? That's my video that I did, my detailed family tree DNA research edited live stream update. Yeah, because I did a live stream, then I had to update it. Okay, now this is mine. My ethnic makeup. Okay, African. Okay, African. I hope you guys see it. Do you guys see it? Okay, African reads 50%. South Central Africa, less than 1%. East Central Africa, 3%. West Africa, 47%. New World, 0. No indigenous blood. See, a lot of us mixed race black folk are told that you're Indian because they are embarrassed that your mother got involved with a white man. Sometimes it was consensual and sometimes it wasn't. But it happened. Okay, so yeah, South Central Asian, 0. See that? 0. Middle Eastern, 0. But the North Africa has a minus 2%. But they still consider it 0. And then Europe, British Isles, so look at that, 3%. Finland, minus 2%. Scandinavia, this looks like, what was that, 16%. So let me see if I can find a picture, showing the bottom part, because part of it is, okay, yeah, I want to just show more details of it. Okay, yeah, so I was saying here, for the Europe, back then in 2018, Okay, Europe 43%. Oh yeah, okay, okay. British Isles, I said 3%. Europe, East Europe 0. Finland -2. Scandinavia 16%. I get that from my father's side. Southeast Europe 10%. Iberia 14%. Jewish diaspora. Okay, now they indicate 0. Okay, but a remnant of Ashkenazi -2%, and Sephardic. Yeah, those are words. Ashkenazi means um, German, Eastern Europe, Eastern European Jews, and Sephardic means Jews from Spain, Portugal, Morocco, and places like there. As you see, less than 1%. But they consider it, the Jewish aspect pretty much 0. Okay. That's an old one, but see, this changed for me. So yeah, this was done in uploaded May 5, 2018. Okay. Okay. So yeah, so you could always just stop and pause. So you see the percentages. So I want to show you an update of my genetics. So I have to turn this around. I want to turn this around. And yeah, I know this is long, but see, it's good to document things because things are changing. And when I say things on YouTube, I personally like to be able to substantiate what I say. And that, yes, it said one thing and then it could change. And I think it's always important to indicate those changes. So, it's not your imagination that you thought it said something. Okay, let me see here. So I'm just asking myself that genetics, are genetics being awakened? Okay, so somehow from 9% in was that 2017, that it was 9% of my mother's Europe thing, Britain, and now now it says 53%, from 9 to 53%. So I'm not making this up. So now I'm going to show you mine. I have to log off of this and show you and link onto mine. Okay. Okay, so let me just, okay, I have to type in my information. Okay. Yeah, it's good to do things like this for your peace of mind. Let's say if you have children and stuff like that, you want them to know certain things, and I believe sometimes DNA could be activated. Things in you could be activated. Could be activated by watching a show, watching a ceremony, and the knowledge of you having something or don't have something. Things could trigger something in you that's dormant. That's also why I'm sharing this video. Okay, I have to put in my password. Okay. This is very important. Yeah, okay. So now I'm going to show you. Okay. Now I'm going to show you mine. Okay. This is my DNA. Okay, I like to be colorful. Okay. This one is mine. So me and my mother is not identical because again I have a father. So a lot of my stuff Okay, I get this part here on my father's side. My mother doesn't have that. And my mother doesn't have this part there too. That and this, my mother doesn't have. And then my mother doesn't have this one either. Let me see if I can blow it up. Oops. Yeah, she doesn't have this, my mother. Okay, but she has all this island here, the United Kingdom. But she doesn't have this thing like in a light blue. She doesn't have that, so I got that from my father. Okay, let me make it smaller. But the Africa, my mother basically has the what kind of looks the same. She had she has much of it. Okay, so look at mine. Okay, Africa's 47%, so it changed. So before it said 50%, and now it's reading 47%. But see how they calculate is also changed with this company. The company I'm using is Family Tree DNA. I'm using Family Tree DNA. Okay, so what they do with Africa, when they say Africa here, they mean Sub-Saharan Africa. And then they have something for North Africa. That's how they do it. So actually, it's more than 50%. But how they divide it. Okay, so here you see Africa 47%. This is my DNA. And they do a breakdown. I see Ghana, Togo, Benin, 15%. Yeah, my mother doesn't have that one. And then Guinea, Sierra Leone, 11%. Nigeria, 9%. Liberia and Ivory Coast, 8%. East Africa, less than 2%. Central Africa, Southern Congo Basin, less than 2%. The Horn of Africa, less than 1%. And look at here, Europe. So before it was 47%, now it's 38%. See that? They could reshuffle DNA. They can reclassify things like nations that are next door to each other. They could recalculate, what do you call it? Algorithms. They could change the algorithms to now consider an algorithm of a particular part to be associated with a different people, different nation, different demographics. So that's what happened here. So now Europe is from 47% now to 38%. And then there's a breakdown. Scandinavia, 16%. Ireland, which I didn't have before, 6%. So it's reshifting. Iberia Peninsula, 14%. 14%. I forget what it was on the other side, but it's now saying 14. East Slavic, less than 2%. Finland, less than 2%. Middle East and North Africa. Okay, that is 14%. Okay. So they take Africa and then they cut off for Middle East and North Africa. So here they're separating us. Africa's Africa, but again, that's how they did it. So they're really saying Sub-Saharan Africa is, with me, 40. Okay, when they say Africa, they mean here Sub-Saharan Africa. That is 47%. And then the North Africa portion, what they call the Maghreb, and Egypt, that's North Africa, 14%. Okay, so 14 plus 47. So you do the math. Let's say 47, 57, 59, 60. So it's about 61% African. 61% African me. Yeah. Did I get the math right? 47 plus 14. Yeah, that's about 61%. So that's me. So again, Africa 47%, meaning sub-Saharan Africa, and then Europe's 38%. You see the percentages of Scandinavia, Ireland, Iberian Peninsula. Iberian Peninsula, that's Spain and Portugal. Yeah, this piece here, that's Iberia. Okay, that's 14%. Oops, sorry. Oops, sorry. Sorry. Sorry about that. I was hit something by accident. Yeah. So they just reshift. They reshifting. Okay. Why did this happen? So here, I never had Ireland before. I never had that. So they keep reshifting. The Scandinavia is about the same percentage as before. That again on my father's side. And everything goes with East Africa, the Horn of Africa, Central, that's about the same. Yeah, and this breakdown, I think it's about the same. So that's that. So why I'm showing this, let me turn it around. Okay. Why I'm sharing this? Why I'm sharing this is that things could change. Your genetics. You took one test, one DNA test, and then over time, they reassigned certain of our genetics. But I thought it was really, interesting that, as you see with mine, I don't have any British, 0% British, but I do have 6% Irish, but 0% British Isles. But my mother has 43%, as you saw. How could something like that happen? So, she didn't have it before because prior, as I showed you, she had 9%. 9% is small, but it's something. So it jumped from 9%, and then they recalculated the genetic company, Family Tree DNA, and now from 9% to 53%, 53%. Genetics are being activated. And so when I was watching the video with Queen Elizabeth, let me go back. That's the man with the tree, the black man in the tree. They want him to go back to his roots, people. When I saw this, and I started to remember, because I had recently looked at the genetics thing of mine and my mother's, I started to respond. And I thought it was very powerful. My mother looks like this. And it just started speaking to me. You have a woman, she's 96. My mother is 93 years old. Not much different. And I felt like her coming, see that, the DNA, it's ushering in DNA. Boom. She lights up the DNA. It's setting a trail for you. These DNA companies are leading you to know your heritage. My mother's heritage doesn't come from Britain. She comes from the West Indies of African and French. But boom, look at that. But now, my awareness now is because I looked on that DNA thing. And now it's saying 53% Britain. 53% is equivalent to one parent being from this nation that you're seeing here. And I had to respond in my body because you are, your mother. That is my mother. And I had to, I responded. I said, oh my God, it's like turning on the light. Turning on the light to DNA. What does your DNA say? It was, as I proved to you, she didn't have that before. It was only 9%, and I was wondering where that came from, because she comes from an African and French lineage. But now DNA is being, the algorithms are showing you and want you to know now who your mother is and who she isn't. And that there's a dispensation that's going on, that's happening, that wants you to know about your origins. What does your origin say, people? What does your DNA say about you? Do you start to wonder why certain things you're attracted to or certain things you don't really like? To see that DNA in my mother, maybe that's why she liked watching certain programs, certain historical stuff. She loved, and I used to watch it with her. Yeah, I enjoy watching it. And maybe that's wise, that certain things could trigger in you awareness. It could be anything. When certain things come to your awareness, and when certain things are presented to you, you respond. But it's interesting now, I'm interested in my African DNA, going back to Africa. But as you see, that the super soldier told you in 2013 that they wanted to set up a social engineering scenario that's going to spark the desire to leave the U.S., to leave the African diaspora and go back home. Go back home. Queen Elizabeth's ceremony. They have many British singers there, but why do they choose American blacks to sing for her? They're not British subjects. It would have been appropriate to have British subjects to sing at her ceremony, but they chose not. And they chose this man to sing, had him wear all green, showing putting her hand on the globe, signifying dominion, and then sparking life, and sparking the chain, the DNA chain along the ground, up into the tree, and then pair it with him, the black man, against the DNA tree, to go back to your roots. Most of my DNA is African, as you see. But we also saw, according to the super soldier, James Cobalt, that it could be something to uh, manipulate us to go to Africa. And then they said they're going to try to nuke it, according to his words, nuke it or have them sold to extraterrestrial forces. Hello, people. Hello. Yeah, yes, I see the new viewers out there. Isn't that something? This is really interesting. They could have just made this up. And I just felt led to do this video because of the YouTuber did a video using that showing the ceremony. I said I have to watch this later on, and I watched. I said I got emotional seeing the Queen Elizabeth walking with a stick with a cane, and put her hand on the globe. This is powerful. This is really, really powerful. All these people being triggered too. You notice now all these people, black people, white people in the U.S. And people are just doing havoc because there are technologies out there that could trigger you to do things that you wouldn't normally do. Really interesting. Really, really interesting. It's amazing. Amazing. And seeing that new genetic, I mean, it'll be interesting 3 years later, what are the genetic readings, what it's going to show. It could shift again. If they can change something from 9% for my mom and then make it into 53%, 53 is over half. They can push it to 90. Right? Yeah, I like things in Britain. It's really something. But my interesting here in the United States as a black woman, despite what genetics is one thing. Genetics is important, but what is really important is what society you live in, what your orientation is. Genetics is one thing, but it's the environment that really shapes an individual. And no matter where I go on this planet, I am me. This is the first thing they see. And what are they going to see? They're not going to see a British person. They're going to see me. And that's what speaks. It speaks a lot. So, and interesting, I inherit 0%. She has 53, my mother, and I have 0. So you start to really wonder, what are the scientists really, really measuring? What are they measuring? If a parent, and I showed you, there's no tricks up my sleeve, how one parent could have something, started out from 9%, now it's up to 53%, and all during this time, I have 0%. So you start to wonder. When you look on just a normal DNA pattern of yours, the different percentages, it's telling me that it doesn't mean that it's something like, let's say someone have like 10% of something, or 14, or 50%, 20. It doesn't mean that their parents have anything near, double. It's not like, I used to think that with each generation, you're losing 25% of something. I'm sorry, it's always being cut in half on both sides of the family, But as you see, that's not the case. A parent can have a significant amount and you inherit none of it. So again, what is DNA? It's just what you currently have in your genetics. And so with each generation, you're actually a new race of people, because you are receiving different proportions, and some of it none at all. In essence, you are a new race with each generation. And I think that's a really interesting point. So maybe tonight's just say, well, because of your heritage, you have to act a certain way. No, because each generation is a new manifestation of your genetics. You choose what you want to do with your life. You choose the life you want to live. Your genetics is what it is, but it's you, the individual, that decides when they want to get up in the morning, what occupation. A lot of things are in our hands. I really hope with this, it's really interesting with this DNA tree that I just showed you and the black singers. Um, what's going to happen after this? A month from now, is she telling the people, her British subjects, her what you call Commonwealth nations, is she indirectly telling them that you can go back home to your roots? Could she be indirectly telling them that? And if she is saying that, I think she should pay for the trip. Don't you? Let me know. Do you think Queen Elizabeth should bankroll the African diaspora to go back home to their roots? That would be appropriate. And again, she doesn't really have that much time left. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to her. No, not at all. She lost a lot of weight. She's now walking with a cane. She did a ritual, and she made sure the organizers of this celebration, her 70th anniversary jubilee. They're showing the connections between a DNA tree alongside a black American man and the United States, even though it's not a Commonwealth of Britain, but our IRS system here, the bank account is in Britain. The bank account for the IRS is in Britain. So we're not a Commonwealth of Britain, but they have a lot of control over America. And I'm sure Britain has a lot of property in the Americas, and they do have say. And it would be very appropriate that if she wants us to go to our family tree DNA, she and the British Empire should bankroll our repatriation back to our homeland. What do you guys and gals think? Do you think Queen Elizabeth II, that she, if she's gonna have this DNA thing, do you think she should pay for the trip? That would be nice. A nice apology to her so-called subjects and the African diaspora and the pain that we went through. I think it would be very appropriate that before she go, a letter of apology to the former colonies overseas and the harm that she's done, that her nation has done, that the crown has done to many, many people. It'd be quite appropriate to bankroll it. Yeah. So I can't think of anything else, but I felt it very important to show you that sometimes genetics, and when you're aware that there's a change in your genetics, change in your parents' genetics, what was one thing, now it's something else, and even though I don't have it, still the awareness and connections, and maybe that could influence why you think about certain places or have certain interests because of genetics, and maybe a parent's behavior because of their genetics. But ultimately, You have a choice over your behavior and your thought life. Get in control of your thought life and the life that you want to live. You can't change the past. Utilize what you do have in your life and make it the best life for you. I hope you enjoyed this live stream. I wanted to document this happening with Britain, the 60th anniversary, and to share with you my awareness of the DNA and how DNA can change in one exam. I mean, one sample, that in one year your DNA reads one thing. A couple years later, they say that it's a different proportion. From 9% could jump to 53% in the same individual, but yet I have zero of that 53%. Go figure. Yeah. Genetics is a really, really interesting subject, and it'll be interesting to find out this Back to Africa movement after this ceremony. How are her so-called subjects, her black subjects, how are they going to respond to this? That should really be interesting, people. What other black people, how other black people interpreted this high ceremony. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let me go now. I enjoyed doing this live stream, and I hope you enjoyed it too. If you have questions regarding the DNA, or if you want to even share what your DNA is, please do so. It's really fun to watch, to learn about other people's genetics and their background and their interests and all that good stuff. Yeah, you can share it down below. And if you like this content and my channel, you may wish to give me a donation to my PayPal me account. To do so, just go to my channel, Spirit Journey, and on the banner's right side, you will see the PayPal me link. Just click on the link, follow the prompts, and any amount would be greatly appreciated. And I thank you in advance for your precious gift. Thank you again, and thank you for watching. Peace, love, joy, and power to you all. Okay? Take care. Bye-bye.